Tonight, it's all about the discussing panels, favorite knives, favorite axes, favorite cooking utensils or implements, whatever. It's all about equipment tonight, and it's all about the stuff we like. But if there's something you don't like, you can bring that up too. So with me tonight is Simon Forger, and there's Mike Morton. Say hi, Mike. And there's Michael, who goes by a completely different name on Instagram. So I was a little surprised to find out his actual name.
It's an alias. Google can't know everything.
But they can try.
They can try.
So I'll start off by saying that I don't know, do you guys want to start with knives, or do you just want to do a free-for-all, or do you want to start with axes, or what?
I have all my stuff on the floor. I'm ready for whatever.
You're ready for anything, eh? Okay. All right. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the YouTube page as well. So I guess I'll start by saying, as longtime viewers have seen, I've gone through a bit of a knife progression. I started off with the Bear Grylls Ultimate, and I will admit that I kind of like that knife. The handle was really, really good. My favorite thing on the handle was that it felt good. I've got small hands, and it just felt like home. I liked the fact that there was orange on it, because I did drop it twice into tall grass and I could find it. I wasn't impressed with the mystery steel. It was easy to sharpen, but it didn't stay sharp very long. But the thing that made me get rid of that knife, the reason I passed it on, was the sheath. I hated the sheath. Okay, it was like, because it rode up above. Do any of you know what the sheath on this thing looked like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the top of it, because it came high above the belt, and it would be digging into my side because I'm a little plump, and so I'd always end up with this great big rash over where I was wearing the knife, and that's a non-starter for me. And I was beginning as a bushcrafter, so there was no way I was going to make a sheath for it, you know. But you know, the main thing about the knife itself that made me pass on was that I realized the geometry wasn't right for me. I was still learning what I wanted in a knife. And at the very same time as I got that knife, within 2 days, thanks to Amazon's one-click purchasing, I ended up with a Gerber LMF2. Same problem. In fact, that one was even worse for what I wanted, because serrated edge, blah blah blah. That one I kept because that one's in my workshop. That's a fabulous workshop knife. It's a pry bar. It's ugly, but you can't break the damn thing. So it stays in my garage as like a work knife. And I do know that if ever I have to cut myself out of a burning helicopter, that's the knife I want with me. But when I'm in the bush, it's all about my woodlore clone, my Australian woodlore clone, which longtime viewers have seen a lot of. Right, there it is. What was that?
I just rewatched that video.
Okay. Yeah, I did 2 videos on this. One was a first impressions, and one was an honest to goodness review. And like, look, it's a really basic knife, right? Like, there are no liners. It's not a tapered tang. You know, and the handle is much more square than one would expect on a woodlore. I've come to appreciate that in the knife, because I think, as Morris Kahansky says, that you should have a knife with as square a handle as possible. But yeah, I've come to really like this knife. And now, let's face it, if Sandy Jack said he wanted to make me a knife with olive wood scales, black liners, and a tapered tang, and his self-made mosaic pins, I'd be like, yes. But
one can dream.
One can, in fact, dream. Who's next? Who wants to talk about their current favorite knife, or a knife they hate?
First.
Okay, go.
You started with first.
Okay.
Mine is the Swiss Army Spartan that I got in Switzerland as we were passing through. I've had it since I was 10. I've lost it and found it repeatedly.
You and I are very similar in that kind of thing, I think.
And always when I want it, I'm like, where's my knife? And then it's gone forever. And then I'm carrying something else. I don't want it, and then I'll find it, and it's a happy reunion. It doesn't have the original tweezers. I lost those probably within the first year. Tragic.
You can buy the tweezers again off their website if you know that. Okay.
Too much for some tweezers, and I have other Swiss armies, so I just swap out the tweezers.
Okay. How many Swiss armies do you have?
Just the two. I had others, but like I said, things get lost forever.
Yep.
I have the Spartan, and I forgot what this one's called.
Oh, I know that one because my buddy Simone's got that one, and I can't keep my hands off of that.
The one with the button, the cool button.
Yeah. And so but you like the older one better, you said?
Yeah, it rides in my pocket much better. And then I typically use it in I wear khakis. That's like the only pants I can wear.
Okay.
And you know the little front pocket, the little one?
Yeah.
That's where I put it.
Okay.
And then I'll throw this over my belt. And it's not going anywhere.
Let me just
okay.
Let me just quickly intervene. This is the Victorinox Ranger grip. Depending on the tool set, probably this 79 or this 68. I'm not sure.
It's not coming to me.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you got the saw or not.
I have the saw.
Things like that. So it's the 79. I do have the same knife.
I love it.
RDC
I do as well. And one day I will have one. Actually, Simone, you've got two that are similar, and I don't remember which of them I actually like better. Was it that one or the other one that I liked better?
Actually, one, which is a Forester M grip in its serrated versions.
Yeah.
This knife is now discontinued, replaced with a plain edge, and I believe that for size-wise, you were more comfortable with this one.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have
just didn't like?
Sorry, Michael. What did you say?
For the Forester, do you have the plastic handle or the wood handle?
The wet handle. Well, a wet. It is a plastic, but it's it is the grippy one, not the slick one.
Yeah. Okay.
And just to comment quickly, this is how I did resolve the problem with carrying both the Ranger grip and the Forester. A small pocket clip to carry them. Much more convenient that way.
Yeah, Yoshio, I don't know if you saw, but Simone and I did an EDC episode together that was really long, and he went through like everything he's got.
Well, actually, we didn't get through the knives.
Oh yeah, that's true. We're gonna do another episode with just the knives. Totally forgot about that.
Yep.
Today. I have a comfortable way to carry it, but not anymore because I also carry my pen and my flashlight.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You mean you've got one of those defense pens or just a?
No, just a pen.
Just a pen.
Yeah. And so the pen basically takes the spot of where I would comfortably put the Forester.
Okay.
So it's a trade-off. And then once you start carrying things, you realize how much you want those things and use them. And you're like, but I already have a knife. And you're like, but I need more knives.
Yeah. Fair point.
So if I'm at home or out back, it'll come with me most likely. But if I'm going out, it'll stay home.
Okay.
Well,
and I'd like just to put something out there. Like, this is my knife for bushcrafty things, right? Like, I don't know how. Like, if I've got my ferro rod, making sparks and stuff. Is there I guess you can use the back of the saw on a Swiss Army knife for that?
You could, but most of them aren't locking.
I would see that as being a problem.
Or a lot of them have alls that'll do the job.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Good
This
point.
one, yeah. Do have an awl on this one. But at the same time, most awls, well. So
True.
depending on which knife that you'll be using, I know that this small Forester do have
It's a
it
screwdriver.
is locking on that hand. Yeah, the screwdriver / cap, bottle opener / wire stripper. I don't know what will strip with this.
Yeah.
And I'm working electronic.
My all is cut before. Right.
But like they all has one sort of sharp side and one not so sharp side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but because it's not a knife blade, I would kind of not care which side I use, so long as it didn't go snap on me. Right?
It's chisel ground, usually.
No? Yeah.
You probably can't see it over the video. But anyways, it throws it pretty heavy.
Yeah?
Yep. And if you push on the sharp side, it's not going to close on you.
Fair point.
Yeah. I haven't had a Swiss Army knife since I lost my old one like 25 years ago. I keep wanting to get one because I feel that everyone needs one somewhere in their collection. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like not having a,
Definitely.
Yeah, but
most of the ones with the
don't-
red handle, they all comes kind of out the middle.
Yeah.
These ones have metal, see how it sticks out at the end?
Yeah. I see that.
So you can just... The ones in the middle are a bit awkward, but this works well.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I gotta get one of these at some point. I think somebody just messaged me. Oh, okay, that's my buddy Eric Jaegerheim. He's having a mini water crisis that he's dealing with, so he probably won't be with us just yet. Okay. Just wishing him good luck. This shows you that my wife really, really knows me. How's that for an iPhone case? Now, it's funny because I was watching you guys have all watched Les Stroud, right? Survivor Man?
Yep.
Yes.
First Survivor Man episode I ever watched. I'm sitting in my uncle-in-law's house or whatever in Long Island, New York. And I just sort of sat down on the couch, and for some reason I turned on the TV. I never turn on the TV, but I just turned it on, and there was the Survivor Man logo, and I'd never seen Les Stroud before, like in action instead of a photograph. So I watched an episode, and he had just a Swiss Army knife on with a little saw.
Mm-hmm.
And that episode completely changed my approach to the Swiss Army knife, because I'd always seen it as just this little, like a kid's knife almost, But he really made it work for him as his only survival tool, and he was out there for 7 days or whatever. And like that little saw is actually fucking useful. Oh. Is actually gosh darn useful,
Already demonetized. Don't worry about it.
That's a good point, actually. But it wasn't even that saw, Simone. It was like the traditional old school Swiss Army knife.
Oh, yeah.
That little.
That very small one. Okay.
Well, he got a huge piece of bark off a tree with it, like a dead tree, which he was using to, build a lean-to. And you know what? No matter what you think of that guy, because this whole Bigfoot thing he's got going drives me crazy. But can you imagine being paid to do what he does? or being paid
Well,
to do what Ray Mears does, or even being paid to do what Bear Grylls does, although I find him a little more Hollywood, a little too Hollywood for me. I watch these guys and I think, man, I did something wrong in life, man.
Yeah, that's 3 in a million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Being a spy is not working out for
exactly.
you.
Sitting there at my desk, pining for the pines. Oh well.
You'll be surprised, but I'm not sure if I watch an entire episode of Les Trout or even Ray Mears.
Oh, man, Ray Mears is my spirit animal. Anything like that, I turn it on and it's on. I'll watch it right to the end. Even if, I don't respect Bear Grylls as much as a source of wisdom, but I'll still watch a whole episode just for the giggles, I think I watched an episode of Alone at some point, or Naked and Alone, Naked and Scared and Alone, whatever. Yeah, that one, I watched that. I didn't go looking for it, it's just it was on, so I watched it. I didn't like that as much, but...
Anybody watch Alone this season? I did.
I wanted to. But...
I never.
Few episodes.
Well, I never did.
We cut the cable.
You're a spy.
He's a spy. I'm a spy. Mike's a spy. We're all spies. Yosho's in trouble. But yeah, we cut the cable a couple of years ago, so there's a million things we don't get. If it's not on Netflix or CBC, we don't get it, or TV5 or something,
Yeah, that's funny because I'm actually at the complete opposite. Because I'm working in telecom.
Right.
The big package at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I just cannot stand TV anymore.
I find that
I'll be watching some YouTube or whatever online, but I want to whatever I want, not being pushed the schedule of someone else.
Yeah, it's funny how it's different than it used to be. I remember when I was a kid, man, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, was on Wednesdays at 5. And everyone I knew from class made sure they were in front of their TV Wednesdays at 5. And in fact, I watched it on a Canadian channel, Channel 12, CFCF, and some of my friends watched it on Channel 22, which was in Burlington, Vermont. And there was a scene where one of the characters, there was a lesbian kiss.
Oh, shit.
And I saw the lesbian kiss. And the next day, all my friends who were watching Channel 22 were like, yeah, but why'd they black out the kiss, man? I was like, what are you talking about? What? And they were like, they didn't black it out in Canada? I'm like, well, no, of course not.
We're not savages.
But it's just, the funny thing for me is everyone ran home at a certain time. G.I. Joe was on at 3:30. Transformers were on at 4. Star Trek was on at 5. In between, there was CBC video hits or something. One thing I would like to point out is that Mr. Mike Morton has at least one knife that I think is really, really cool. Are you going to show that off? Do you have it with you?
The black one?
The black one.
Yeah, hold on. Let me change the view here.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. I can't see what's happening.
That's so ominous.
There we go. Hold on.
Now, I'm not going to say anything about this.
There she is right there.
And who is it who makes that? Oh, look at that.
John Deering.
John Deering.
Lighting's really bad.
Yeah, the lighting is bad, but if you guys spend any time on Mike's Instagram, you'll see that knife. He had one before that if I'd known he was going to get rid of, I would have sold my sister for. Mike. But this one's pretty damn nice too. Oh, look at those liners. I never noticed that.
Yeah, there's black and then there's white floating in the middle there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Focus is way off.
I
That's
remember when I
very
first started
nice. And
looking up knives on YouTube, like bushcraft stuff. That one would pop up a lot.
Yeah.
Endearing name.
Yeah. I yeah, I only recently discovered deering knives, but I really like what I'm seeing. You know? Hold on, someone is actually putting comments on the YouTube page, so I'm answering.
Yeah, I've gone camping with John a couple times.
Oh yeah?
And yeah, hence why I have this. But yeah, this is 330 seconds. It's tapered. As you can see, it's smaller here than there.
Yeah.
It's super light. I think it's like 3 ounces.
Okay.
Which is like, I looked it up. That's like your classic, like Mark Clipper or whatever.
Yeah.
They're about the same.
How the hell does he keep the weight down?
Skeletonized.
Okay.
It has a high-ish flat grind. 330 seconds is pretty thin for most people, right?
Yep.
Nope. I like
and he
that.
probably drilled the tank as well.
Yeah, it's skeletonized
Yeah,
in
it's
here. There's
skeletonized.
some holes.
Okay, sorry.
These pins are actually aluminum. Not that that makes a huge difference, but yeah, it weighs 90 grams if you're a metric. And it's small too, right? It's 3.5 inches long and the handle's only 4, so it's not a big knife.
Yeah, it's funny because Mike and I had this long, it's not really a conversation if you're typing at each other over Instagram, but we had an Instagram conversation about knife lengths. Knife lengths? That works.
Yeah.
Because I've said in videos before that to me a 4-inch knife that's my home base. That's why, like, there was a video I made a couple of, like, last winter or the winter before, where I'm talking about knives that I really want to try, and they're all in that general area, right? There's the Feldknieven F1 with the Zytel sheath, which I want. There's that Helle Temagami, which also would really love. That's in the around the same. I mentioned a whole bunch of different. Well, of course, you know, anything woodlore base is going to be around that, you know.
Yep.
But as an update, you just keep showing that knife, Mike, and I'm just going to keep wanting it. So, you know. I as an update to the last live stream I did actually get. Hey, there's Steve.
Yeah, it's Hawaii Volcano Squad.
Okay, I was just looking up. That's the Dawson, right?
Yeah, this is the Dawson. It's a 5-inch, not 4. But I don't know how well you can see it in this lighting. It's 5160 steel, Sand Viper Cerakote camo.
Okay.
And comes with a Kydex, Cryptech, camo Kydex holster with one of these Tech Lock.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Deals that it's got that button on this side where you just push the button and it snaps onto your belt. And this is a 5-inch camping knife. I don't think anybody can. I've never. When I saw this, I had it didn't matter how much it cost. I had to have it.
Everyone's got something like that happened. Yeah. Is that a micarta? Yeah.
Micarta, full tang. And basically what got me was if you look up the Dawson Knives YouTube channel, they didn't take this knife, but they took a knife close to it and they stuck it in a tree, kind of batoned it into a tree, and then stood on it and it climbed up the tree, stood on it, and jumped up and down. And it was straight as a rock, straight as a straight line. And that sold me. And so I figured they knew how to quench a blade. And 5160 you have to quench it at the right temperature. So anyway.
How thick is that, man? That looks monstrous.
I could try and get it. It's massive. It's just look at the tang. It's like
Wow.
and the gimping. And this was like the ultimate. Like, you guys are probably better bushcrafters than me. I'm a condo dweller. I mean, most of the time, unless I have to go out into the jungle, and when I do, I take my parang. But for a bushcrafting knife, as like, around the 5-inch length, this one was my wet dream, and it cost too. I could have bought a gun for what this cost.
Well, why'd you go for 5 inches? Was it just because that's the knife you wanted, or were you looking for a 5-incher?
Well, my choices I got it off of Blade HQ, not directly from the manufacturer, which is in Prescott, Arizona, and it was it basically, it was either a fighting knife or a camping knife, and this was the camping knife. Although I could fight with this if I had to, I promise you. But I mean, I'm more of a karambit guy for fighting. But if I need a fixed blade, if you stick this in between the 4th and 5th rib of a bad guy, then he's done. It was just for bushcrafting things, batoning. It was just whatever it was basically, it was as big as I could get without it being a parang.
Okay.
And still being a knife, still being like a knife that I could stick on my belt. I mean, I didn't want it to be any bigger than that, because then it would be like, it would be just, I couldn't EDC it. And I pretty much EDC'd this and my Fox karambit with the Emerson weight. So,
and do you live in the kind of, because that's another thing that I think I was talking about with Mike. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to give you guys an update on that last live stream where I was talking about trying to find a knife for my daughter. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I apologize. I've been just crazy. I've been, my YouTube subscription feed has gone by. What's that? Is that the knife you got for your daughter?
Yep, it's on the way here. And I'm going to be handling it myself in stacked birch. It's coming from Finland.
Eastern birch.
Yeah.
Laminate or?
Yeah, I'm gonna stack the birch, squeeze it. Yeah, laminate it. The traditional way. But one thing.
I'm on my AK.
Is it? It's a laminated. All the furniture's laminated.
Except for the original buttstock, yeah.
Interesting. What I was talking about with Mike is blade length, and how in some parts of the world a big chopper is the way to go, because you're not surrounded by the kind of forest that he and I are surrounded by. Because like, if for instance you're a little north of where I am in the Canadian Shield, you're not going to use a parang. You're not going to use a machete. You need.
You won't get like.
You need this.
5 feet through the jungle without a parang, because it'll just eat you alive. But I figure with this one, the main prey and dangerous animal that I would have to worry about on land, not counting men, is a hog. And I could kill a hog with this.
But are you actually in like Hawaii or something?
I'm on the big island of Hawaii, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I was asking, because
I could fake pigeon talk for you if you want.
Simo and I can fake really coarse Quebecois for you, but let's not get involved.
Yes, you've already used the word bush, which has gotten you in trouble, I guess.
It was the word knife. It was the word knife that got me in trouble. Yeah, anything weapon related gets flagged now.
What do people eat with in is it Google or is it a UK thing?
No, it's Google. It's YouTube, which is Google owned.
Google needs to be it's a hit with an antitrust lawsuit. They're a monopoly. It's out of control.
It's. I mean, that's getting outside the purview of this conversation, but you're not completely wrong. That's for sure. But
how kind of you to say that.
I
am always wrong.
I'm very kind. I'm Canadian. It's like a cultural imperative.
So that's what it's about.
Do we have to go there?
No.
That was a pretty mild jiving.
Mike, what was I saying? It was something about you and I were talking about something.
We were just talking about the length. I think you like longer and I like shorter.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say like for me, I don't like a big chopper. I can't see the reason for it in the forest where I am. And Mike's saying, dude, 4 is a little long for me. And so like, I always want to know what, like whenever someone shows me this is a 6-inch knife, I'm like, okay, why 6 inches? What's the, you know? And I find that people who don't use like these beautiful, beautiful things, they tend to have bigger choppers because you can baton with them better. Like my little 4-incher here.
Well, I mean, an axe is the way to go, but you don't usually carry an axe with you unless you know you have a lot of woodwork that you're going to be doing. You pack it off into the jungle. Now, I will take a parang
you don't
with me.
EDC an axe.
I will take a parang with me before I even try and walk through the jungle because it'll, like I said before, it'll eat me. It'll eat you alive without one.
Maybe I could EDC an axe of this size.
You cannot EDC an axe. At least here.
Oh. No.
I can. Now.
Yeah?
Yeah, September 1st. All stuff under 5.5 inches is legal.
Really?
Where?
Wow.
Or, no, everything's legal now.
Well, this is America, so I'm in America, so axes are okay.
Okay.
When I want to go downtown with a sword, I can.
Absolutely. I've seen people with a wakizashi in their backpack on a bicycle bicycling through, and I don't blame them. They aren't going to let you carry a Glock, then.
Yeah.
Anyway, can I ask, does anybody know whatever happened to Ron Swanson? Because he hasn't done a live stream in a coon's age.
You know, the thing is, he keeps having computer problems. So I wonder if he's also, by the way, really overworked on the leather stuff. I think he's throwing everything he's got behind.
I saw something he was behind on his Fox boxes or something in it.
He was behind on a lot of stuff, and he's trying to play catch up right now. Because he's not, you know, he and I used to Skype every morning, and I haven't spoken to him in a couple of months now.
Yeah. Well, I miss his absolutely insane conspiracy theory insanity.
He was a fun dude, that's for sure.
I don't remember like anything he said, but he was a fun guy.
I don't think he cares about whether or not. I think he might care more about getting the conversation going. Than
he's just a fun person. It's just a fun person. It's always a fun. It's always a hoot.
Yeah. On
his live streams. But I don't know what the right length is. We got a lot of wicked looking fruits and vegetables that grow here in Hawaii, and some of them are like armored with, there's this one thing that I forgot what it's called that looks like a cannonball with spikes that grows on it. And if the hogs don't attack you, the jungle will. So
fair point.
I don't know if you have to do woodwork. I think 5 inches is about right.
Yep.
I don't know. Whatever woodwork you need to do.
About that, right?
Camping stakes.
Oh, yeah. I see what Michael's got there. Yeah, I've got one of those as a carving knife for making spoons. But even like Mike Morton, you probably appreciate the length of this guy, right?
Yeah.
You know, like this is my food prep knife when I'm in the bush, but I got it for skinning deer with. Look at that curve.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a big old belly on it.
And this is
you don't have a gut hook on it anywhere if you're skinning.
No, I don't, because it's not specifically a skinning knife, but it was just, you know, I saw it and I was like, I always wanted to try a Nessmuk, but this mini Nessmuk was affordable as hell.
What kind of steel?
Oh, I don't remember. I asked him what it was, and I don't remember. He's the guy I was saying on my live stream. Hold on, I just want to check the YouTube page here. Anthony Henry's on from Tennessee.
Hey, stay safe from Hurricane Irma. I know it's heading up north towards Tennessee. If you get hit, just go to I did a live stream. Go to the Red Cross Center. They'll take care of you if your house gets destroyed.
I didn't know it was headed for Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. It was heading north from Florida through Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee. That's the direction last time I saw the Weather Channel.
Okay.
And I'm drinking champagne cocktails.
I was drinking ginger ale. I discovered last night. I was on a live stream. No, I wasn't. I was on a Google Hangout, a private, like a dry run with Mike there and my buddy Eric. And I'm slurping the tea at like 10 p.m. And I'm not as young as I used to be. So man, I spent the whole freaking night with tummy fires. Just like this reflux thing, man.
The whole night with what? With what?
Tummy fires. You know, like a burning sensation, like reflux.
Acid reflux.
So I was like, yeah. I was like, shit, dog. And
I never had that problem with champagne cocktails. What happened was I saw Casablanca one time, and I got Vicar Laszlo kept ordering champagne cocktails. So I looked on YouTube how to make them, and there you go.
Give us a recipe.
Angostura bitters,
which are amazing,
and a cube of sugar, and champagne. I'm ready to make a refill, so I'll be right back, guys, when I refill this champagne cocktail.
By the way, that is one of the finest movies ever made. Just saying. Nobody talking? No one's got another knife to show off? By the way, Mike, when did you get rid of that white one that I loved so much?
When?
Yeah.
It's still in my garage. I'm meeting the guy next Friday to give it to him.
Oh, you're hurting my soul. God, that knife. So what was it that made you want to change, though?
So I originally had a large Adventure Sworn and a small one.
Sort of go through all the coolest knives in town, right?
And so I bought
Adventure Sworn.
sold those two to get the Boreal, the white one, which was in the middle.
Yeah.
As far as size, weight. And then John gave me a really good deal on this black one, and I liked it so much the last 6 months I haven't touched the other one.
Okay. Interesting.
Just sitting collecting dust.
Yeah, you're a bit like me. I'm not a collector. If something's not getting used, I move it on. You know.
And then next year maybe I'll get him to make me a big one, 4 inches thicker.
Yeah, the only reason why I keep stuff around is like when I do, get the money from my jack lore, this one's gonna go into Camille's bag for when she's older,
Yep.
Like as a big full scale bushcraft knife.
And actually, I bought another one, right? I bought one of those Pucos. That's why one of the reasons I sold it. Paid for that.
I made fixed blades on the Real Steel Bushcraft.
Let's show that again. Okay. And who made that?
Real Steel.
Real Steel. I don't know them.
It came out a couple of years ago.
I'm gonna look them up. Real Steel.
I'm a fan of D2.
You like D2? Why?
It's got the toughness that I'm okay with, and I'm pretty good at sharpening now, so it just flies by. And I don't really care about rust. I keep my shit clean, so.
Okay. And is that the Bushcraft 2 or the Bushcraft Plus?
It's the 2. I think it's the 2. It could just be the regular one.
Well, they're affordable.
Nice.
If they're solid, then yeah.
I wanted the Coyote one, but they were out of stock.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Okay. Nice.
And then my other one is my 5.5 Butcher Bowie. That's in the garage right now.
Okay. And what made you choose that knife, the Real Steel?
I was first starting out with the Bushcraft stuff, going out back, and I needed affordable. and I had watched a plethora of videos regarding steels and such. And it has the shape of what I'd like in a bushcraft knife for sure.
What kind of steel is your knife?
D2.
D2.
D2 steel too. Okay, so steel.
I'm a real classicist. I like O2.
You mean you like to breathe?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. O1 tool steel. Sorry, I said 2 because of. But I like
First,
you know.
I get Condor. Y'all know what it's called, the Bushler. Or
Sure.
Yeah,
right?
So show us this knife one more time, please.
You know, I'm going to I think
No, he just has to.
there. Is everyone seeing him? Because I just made him big.
Yeah, is that a Scandi grind?
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah.
I like the shape of that handle.
I
That's
gave
got to be ergonomic as hell.
What?
I like the shape of that handle. Show the handle again.
Some kind of, is that
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
wood handle,
straight.
some type, brass pins.
Yeah, look at that.
Let's see the tang really quick. Is it full tang?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Looks like mine, kind of.
It's got liners.
But basically, I liked this kind of shape of a blade in a bushcraft knife. Just that
Yeah.
Scandi.
But it's got a bit more of a belly than the straight wood lore. Yeah, it's good. You could probably skin with that to a certain extent.
I've made it sharp enough. It gave me this scar, if you can see.
Nice.
You cut yourself with your own bushcraft knife. I guess that's a rite of passage.
I was making notches, and I'd never made notches. Bad things happen.
What were you notching?
Stuff.
Stuff.
All right. Whatever it is. We won't tell anyone.
Well, you know, it's funny because I'm looking at my tools here, and I've cut myself with this one. I've really cut myself with this one. And I've cut myself a lot with this one.
It's the fillet knives that you have to worry about. If you cut yourself
Yeah.
with a fillet knife, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've scratched the crap out of myself with this one.
How? How? It's a saw.
Yeah.
I've cut myself with
I mean, how can you cut yourself with a saw? I guess there's a way, but I haven't done that one yet.
I was overzealously cutting some stop cuts for a spoon, and I was tired.
Why do people want to make bushcraft spoons? That I mean,
No, I'm making legit spoons.
why don't you just go on the internet and buy buy a titanium spork like me and waste some money, waste $20.
This heat will last forever.
Because spoon making is a Bushcraft 101 skill.
There's some things. I guess I'm just not enough of a bushcrafter. I mean, I'm more of a survivalist. If I figure out if I could, if I have to build a camp, this is good enough of a knife so I could build a camp with it and kill a pig with it, or anything else that I have to kill with it, and do any kind of wood processing.
Nice spoon, Michael.
My thumb with this.
Ouch.
What's that, Captain Hook? Captain Hook?
It's a pretty nice spoon knife. Where'd that come from?
Spoon knife.
I know what it's called. I am just blanking today.
It's not like a
You'll find it
like a
on,
Ben Orford or anything. Yeah, okay.
no, you'll find it on YouTube if you look up crook knives and stuff.
Because I've got one crook knife, one spoon knife made by Alexander Yerkes. I don't know how many of you guys know who he is. He's like spoon and kuksa carver extraordinaire. I got one by him, and I've got a Mora that's terrible.
And Mora makes a spoon knife?
Yeah, they make two, and neither of them are any good.
I disagree.
Really?
I strongly disagree, in fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I love
Fight.
It's in there.
Yeah, fuck you, man. Well, you know, some people have really made it
Spoon
work.
knives at 20 paces.
Yeah,
And,
I had the double-sided one too. I liked it.
Really? I think one of the mistakes I made was I went for the double bevel when I should have gone for the single. My thumb hated me. But I wanted the double because, you know, you can go the other way as well, right? You can go both ways.
One of those bushcraft things I hope I never have to do.
One day your survival
will depend on me being able to make a spoon. My bug out bag is a titanium sport, so I'm all good to go.
An emergency kuka.
An emergency cook set. Yeah. I don't think Simo's ever carved a spoon, has he?
Nope. I
No,
haven't gotten to spoon carving yet.
What about you, Mike? I'm sure you've done a spoon.
Rabbit hole. Don't do it.
Nope. I also prefer to live under a roof than, you know, if in a debris shelter. I have a choice.
You know, it's funny because when I see, you know, homesteaders, like there's Wrangler Star, but I mean he's pretty hot, you know, he's a big name, but like anytime I see homesteaders, I'm like, man, I would love to do that. But there is, you know, like there's all this stuff that they have to deal with that you don't have to even think about when you're sitting on a boulevard, like where I live. Or
yeah, you have electricity, you got utilities, you got a trash pickup. Yeah. You may even have a dumpster that you could dump your trash in and not have to haul it to the dump yourself. I remember having to haul my stuff to the dump every week. It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Hell, I even have compost pickup.
Now I live like 2 minutes away from a Walmart, so, and 5 minutes away from a Costco. But I'm trying to get back into the bush. But Bitcoin is going to have to go up really high for that to happen the way things are. Bitcoin, which Jamie Dimon just said is a fraud, but he runs JP Morgan. So he's the biggest fraud that there is.
He's got an interest.
Yeah, they can just print money and they run to the Treasury, buy bonds, run to the Fed, and sell those exact same bonds that they just bought 5 minutes ago for 20% more than they paid for them. And so they're printing money. And Jamie Dimon, it doesn't matter what he says. Everybody seems to like Bitcoin. There are a lot of scams out there, but I don't think that's one of them. Anyway.
I'm just looking for...
You hear me, Jesse?
No, what was that?
I hear somebody.
Deep Woods Ventures Knife.
Deep Woods Ventures, okay. Oh, yeah. I know them. I mean, I don't know them well, but I've been at theirs. Yeah. You see, the thing is, there's a lot of stuff that I would love to try, but it's just, as some of you guys have heard before, man, shipping it across the border is just terrible.
From Canada? Yeah. A knife? From
shipping anything to Canada is terrible.
Yep.
You should try Hawaii, man. You can't ship anything without anything that's hazardous. They have after 9/11, they had the TSA had anything dangerous or classified by the TSA as dangerous has to be shipped in a hazmat box, which drives the cost up, like triples the price. Like if I want to buy one box of ammo from the mainland that somebody could pay like $18 for, it'll cost me $60 to ship it here.
Yeah,
it's just silly. And that goes for ballistol. I don't know if you ever use that on knives or iron pots and pans or whatever, but shipping anything to Hawaii, it's because of the Jones Act. They're having the same problem. They temporarily suspended the Jones Act because of Hurricane Irma, which basically the Jones Act says that anything shipped from one U.S. port to another U.S. port has to be shipped on a U.S. manufactured container vessel.
Okay.
And crewed and captained by a U.S. Union crew. And guess what? There's like 2 U.S. container vessels on the planet.
No.
There used to be 3, but one got its motor rebuilt in South Korea, and so now it no longer qualifies as a Jones Act ship. It's the most, and it was passed in 1920. So that's why in Hawaii, a box of cereal that costs $2 on the mainland, we have to pay $20 for a box of Raisin Bran. It's ridiculous because the shipping costs are, instead of $600 for an entire container, it's $20,000 for a container.
The real crime is buying Raisin Bran.
You know what? I was gonna say
I'm
that.
sorry, man, but it's on my approved foods list after open heart surgery. Raisin Bran with almond milk and flax seeds. That's on my approved list of things that I can eat for breakfast. I'm not allowed to have cheese. Can't have pizza or leftover pizza because of the cheese. There's a lot of things I can't have, and Raisin Bran is approved. So things change after open heart surgery. So
They do.
Bran and champagne cocktails.
Well, champagne is not off the list.
Good point.
Interesting.
Guys, moving right along. Who's got a good axe with them? Who's got a favorite axe?
I have one
I
in
do.
the other room.
Let me see him.
Gotta go get it. 1 second.
Yep. I've got my 2 favorite axes with me.
Like this one?
Oh, shut up with that one. God, I love that one. Actually, Mike's got a cool axe or two, too. You just
All
got...
mine are in the garage, but yeah, just your standard issue Grand Swords. There's nothing too special about them.
What you got there, Yosho? Hold on, I'm gonna present Yosho so that we can see that. Present to everybody. Oh, is that a console?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Console.
Yeah, okay. Mad props, dude. Where'd you get it?
On the internet.
Like an eBay thing or like a
No,
forums?
Not old. It's like 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Only beat up because I spoon carve with it occasionally.
Okay. I do like the look of a beat up axe. Shows me it's been used.
Well,
Nice.
Here's one.
Yeah, that's a Walters. In fact, is that a black diamond?
It is the Black Diamond.
Ugh. Walters is my jam.
They're the reason there's no more hickory trees in your Belle Provence.
Yeah, because of Walters. Well, at one point, Walters was the biggest axe producer in the British Empire, right?
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there used to be tons of hickory trees around Montreal, Quebec. They're all gone.
Gone.
my other axe is a shitty hardware store one that I found in the brush of my neighborhood back when there was still brush in my neighborhood.
Okay.
That I found with a friend. We were just walking through, adventuring, and suddenly we just see an axe stuck into a tree.
Snow and Neely axe.
Snow Neely? One of the newer ones or from before the...
It's about 2 years old.
Okay. Because, like, they were American-made, then they were Chinese-made, and now they're back to American-made, I think. But it's like the whole story isn't really... So that's an American-made one?
Yeah, it said when I bought it on the website, made in America. It said made. It had a sticker that used to say made in the USA, but it took the sticker off. So they could lie to me, but they said it was made in the USA.
So that looks like it's almost a Hudson's Bay a shape, but not quite.
Well, here's the shape.
Hudson.
Yeah.
It's got.
I have a knife topic.
You have a knife topic?
Yeah. What are y'all?
This one is a Montreal pattern.
Apparently controversial Kershaw skyline.
Oh, I didn't know.
Controversial about Kershaw.
Yeah, I thought that the skyline was popular as hell.
That's what I thought. But there are dissenters.
Why?
It's the internet. What do you expect?
They think it's ugly. They think that the lines on the bottom of the handle are ugly.
Really?
The lines on the bottom. What lines?
like
Interesting.
geometry.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'll present Yosho again so
I don't
that
even see any lines.
I have no problem with that knife.
Yeah, it looks fine to me. I mean, after 4 champagne cocktails, it looks fine to me.
After 4 champagne cocktails, anything looks fine.
That's what she
That's
said
the
last night.
that's the
Okay.
problem. That's why you wake up with a girl that you don't know who she is and wonder how she got in your bed.
Oh, I miss being in my 20s.
Well, I was hoping there was a
I do the
descendant.
same thing now that I act like I'm a teenager, no matter how old I am. So
Yeah, Michael, I think the only thing like for me is like my taste in knives is always much more of like a wooden handle and stuff. Like I don't have a folder. If I did, I would like one of those Hele ones with the sort of the curly birch handles on them and everything. But what they don't do, and which I think that one does, is like rapid opening, right? Like if you got a box in your hand and you're trying to not to drop it and you got to open it, you can just flick open so many folders.
you need to speed deploy to open a box.
You know, like is that one that
Emerson Wave box opener? I got to see this.
like,
You're not
is that
gonna get me flipping a blade to open a box.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
I have a very small Benchmade I use for box opening. It's overkill, but it's a very small Benchmade and it's perfect for opening boxes. It'll open any flipping box. It's S30V, which is overkill for a box opener, but
It cuts boxes pretty nice.
I usually have some Bushcraft stuff. If I buy something from Blade HQ, I'll open it with my Benchmade.
I'll show you a very ugly knife.
Recurve.
It is a
That's
Canadian
not
belt knife.
What are we looking at? I don't see anything.
Hold on, I'll present Simo. It's a Canadian belt knife, all right. That's the Model 2, though.
I know.
Model 4.
4, right. The Model 1 is the one I want to try.
Oh,
It's
is it
shiny.
dark? Y'all
Yeah.
can see here?
It's some kind of recurve. It's shiny.
Yep,
Satiny.
it is a full. And as far as I'm concerned, this is
440.
one of the very few, well, very first bushcraft knives. This one is 45 years old.
Yeah.
It's almost as old as me.
It is as old as me.
It belonged to my father.
Yeah. That's the thing about those Grohmann knives, you know, they've all got this like 1950s era appeal to them, you know, like it's a style that you'd probably not see invented today, you know, but man, I just love the look of them.
And the jimping is very, very shallow.
Which reminds me, I wanted to say that there's like a few blocks away from my house, there's a Fortune Fire Champion as his shop. The guy in Hawaii won one of those shows.
Oh, Yosho's got a Canadian belt knife, the Cold Steel.
Yep.
Which, by the way,
I do have
yours
one
is at my
loan.
house. Yeah, because I'm going to do a video on it. Yeah, but it's funny that Cold Steel is smaller than the original Grohmann one.
Never
I've
held
been
it.
wanting to get some Cold Steel throwers. I've heard they're the only decent ones that won't break and stuff.
If I threw out a knife in my neighborhood, I would kill somebody's dog. So for me, the thrower, I don't throw axes. I don't throw knives. I'm not a member of a range, so I can't throw anything or shoot anything.
You can't throw anything in Canada?
Yeah, you can if you're not going to. Like, I'm in a heavily built up area.
We still need to get your fence fixed, so.
Yeah, I know. Although I built one of the gates. Can we not have this conversation? Such a disaster.
Now you've got me curious.
I have to build a fence around my backyard, but because of my extremely happening life, everything takes months and months and months. So back to the axes.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone, aside from, I know Mike's got one. Anyone else got a small forest? Oh, you've got two of them, Simo.
Yep.
Well, I did a video chopping a piece of Kiavi wood, and somebody commented I took too many warm-up swings before I hit the wood, but who cares? I just wanted to hit what the heck I was aiming at. I don't get to chop down trees on a usual basis. So
Yeah.
there's a good video of me testing these axes out.
Okay, I'll take a look for that.
To be clear,
Thank you.
everyone can see Simone but me.
So what?
You guys can see Simone and I can't.
You can't see Simone?
No, I didn't see the belt knife. He just has a green.
All right, show the knife one more time, please. Come on.
Yep.
No, like it doesn't show up. It shows a little.
You do.
I'm seeing his knife right now. Or
Yeah.
there he is. Click on his box.
Yeah,
Maybe
click
that'll
on the
help.
box and see if that'll bring it up. Or here, hold on, I'll present. Are you seeing him now?
If you're not
Yeah.
seeing him, then check your settings on the what is it, the throughput or something like that. What's it called?
Interesting.
Yeah, the thing with the net connectivity, the thing with the bars, like it's a cell phone. Can you hear me now? Cell phone bars on the top.
Can you see
Yeah.
the my picture in the bottom row?
I see you on the bottom row. Like it says Simone in black.
Okay.
And you
So
click
can you-
on them and it doesn't come up?
Nope, just the green circle with the little human icon in it.
Yeah, I know. That's if that's if there's a service interruption, but like the rest of us are seeing him, so I'm wondering what's going
Yeah,
on.
it must be your connectivity setting or a service problem. Check your connectivity settings, make it higher or lower or whatever.
And how
It's a
does
shiny knife with a S and a circle around it. S for Simone or S for, what's the S stand for?
Simon.
Simon.
It's S for spy.
Spy.
Well,
Symmetrical.
obviously.
Obviously,
The Men in
it's
Black.
Canada is full of spies, obviously. They want to
Saying.
steal all everything that's good about America and send it to Canada.
Well, I'm sorry, guys, but we're just doing the outsourcing stuff. Don't want to do.
All right, so does anyone have a piece of equipment they really want to talk about, even if it's a pot or something?
A pot?
Yeah, I got a Morris pot right
I,
here.
there's still that cans ball that I do have and still have to try.
Made with fire.
Show the cons bowl again. Simone? Show the cons bowl
The
again.
cans ball.
You get
that small cans.
I'm gonna present to you.
Yep.
So everyone can see.
What does that say on there? What's the lettering on there say?
It's a Morrick
It is a.
Mark me.
Yeah.
It's a small cans ball. The profile of the blades is the 2000.
Yeah.
Almost a full tang. It's like 90% full tang.
What I find interesting about those
just
is
didn't
that
have-
weird blade shape with the scalloped sides. You know, I could never figure out why they did that, because they did that with the 2000 as well, and there's another one, but I don't know why they did that.
Wait, you guys aren't fans of scalloped sides? I am.
Really? I've never had a knife with scalloped sides.
What's the
like
point? And what's the
that.
function?
On the blade. It
I
helps me
would
feel-
suspect it is for skinning.
Yeah, because it makes it really narrow.
Yep.
Okay.
I just like getting closer. A good choke.
Yeah, you like to get up and okay.
The grip just feels better when I can hold it like that.
Yeah, interesting.
The cup made from some kind of
Let
burl.
me run and grab
Yard.
Yes,
one of my folders. Point.
Back when
interesting.
I made spoons with fire. Don't try it. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Just go spend the $15 and buy a titanium spork. You'll set for life.
That's what I use.
It's a cup. It's not a sport. It's a cup.
And we don't talk about sporks in the spoon community.
No. No.
And we especially don't
There's a
talk about
spoon
sporks.
community?
We have memes, man. We got memes.
Oh, I gotta see one of these now. Now, show me a spoon
You gotta
meme.
look up spoon carving memes on Instagram.
I dare you to share me one. Hey, come on, share a spoon meme. You're part of the spoon community.
How do I find it without leaving?
I think we
dies
can,
laughing at spoon community.
I think we can let Steve take a look for himself.
Oh no, what have I done?
No, you're still here. Oh, no, you're not.
Okay.
Everything okay there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you.
We just can't
Okay,
see
I'm
it.
just trying to find some memes, some dank memes.
Okay, can't wait to see a spoon meme. Hi.
Spoon memes. That's funny.
I guess there's memes for everything if you Google it.
Yep, I got the second blade.
You got the second blade?
So-
Hold on, I'll present you. Hold on a second.
So I had the Canadian belt knife right there.
Yep.
The family heirloom that I'm keeping. And there's a CRKT.
Nanny?
Yep. And that one is probably as good to skin.
Yeah, I see what you're...
How come you
That
guys don't
feels-
have any skinning knives with a gut hook for skinning?
Nope.
No one does that. Who does that?
People that skin.
Well,
don't
I
want
do
to
skin.
accidentally cut the guts open and screw up the meat.
But you know what?
That's what a skinning hand is for?
You don't need to use that if you put your finger inside, and it's weird because it's all you put your finger inside and like the blade upwards, so it's cutting out through from the inside of the skin. You don't need. You're not going to score anything.
Share a
And
picture.
I don't need a Zippo lighter, but it makes things easier. So
Yeah.
How do I
And
share a
don't
picture
dare.
with you guys?
Hold on, I'm just going to share a
Yep.
picture.
Just
I said how, but
Oh, I have no idea. I don't even know if
you
you
hit
can.
the screen share, the green thing, the green button with the arrow on the upper left. Go ahead. What were you going to show us, Simon?
well,
yeah.
this knife for a couple years now, they're making it also with an option for a gut hook.
Okay.
Yeah,
And what's
because
the name
that
of the
one
knife
is
again?
supposed to be. That's the number
It
4.
is it's a Groman.
How do I get back in this thing?
ROHMANN.
Gromans. Yeah, that's like from 48 Hours. That's the place where.
How does Michael get back in?
Eddie Murphy and who plays the cop in 48 Hours?
Sorry,
Gary Busey meet at the nightclub. It's a nightclub where the best boys are playing.
No idea. That might
You never saw 48 Hours?
Nope.
No.
No, the boys are back in town. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. When the boys are back, there ain't no
Okay,
fooling around.
Either I was deployed or either I was working my ass off. So.
You were deployed for the entire 80s?
I can't come back.
I was too young at that time, but too busy also to watch any TV. So
Or movies? You didn't watch any TV in the 80s?
almost
Okay.
nothing.
And I'm just trying.
I didn't have time to do it.
I did it. If you back to the message, I posted one.
I've lost track of where we are. We're looking for a spoon meme or a Gary Busey, Eddie Murphy, 48 Hours reference, or both.
Both.
I think it would require a Bushcraft knife and a Zagnut spar.
And a what?
Probably.
A Zagnut spar.
I have no idea what a Zagnut spar is.
Yeah.
And me neither.
It's what Officer Cates offered to Axel Foley as dinner.
Reagan, those Richie kids, what do you call them?
What?
I don't think there's a specific term for them, Mom.
Bye, Billy. Oh, you want to see the Valentine's
Across the
memes?
street.
Okay, who's the hot girl talking in the background?
This conversation. Wow, that was awkward. This conversation.
Okay, let's forget the knives. Let's see your sister.
No. In fact, let's sort of get back on track here.
Don't blame me if you couldn't find a spoon meme.
I did. I posted them.
Where?
It's in the little chat thing that you have if you like back out, like I did.
Back out? On the external and not the internal? Put it on the internal.
It is.
I don't see anything on the internal.
No, I don't see anything.
Me neither.
I saw it.
On the
See,
internal?
there.
Yeah, from my phone I could see it.
I don't see it at all on the internal, and I'm looking right at it.
I'm not seeing a thing.
Posted
I
it
see.
2 minutes ago.
Here, I will type that. I
Actually, an
see
Instagram account, spoon carving memes.
nothing. There's an Instagram account for spoon carving.
Yeah, it's called spoon carving memes. That's what this photo shows.
I wish you would post it on the internal, dude.
It
I
is.
don't know what.
There's another one.
I can't see it on the internal, so I don't have spoon carving X-ray vision.
This is a really good fire steel. That's a really good fire steel.
I would never use one of those.
That was going to be my question. The flint and steel is my favorite fire making method. I'm not doing a lot of it now because I'm doing most of my, like, you know, lighting the barbecue or whatever. It's Camille who does it, and I'm teaching her the ferro rod. So we usually do the ferro rod around here, but this is my favorite. I love it. I feel like the fire steel is a really time-honored way of doing it, even more so than the ferro rod. You know, like there's some
the difference between a ferrocerium and fire steel. I mean, ferrocerium is ferrocerium. I mean,
well, this is an unhardened piece of probably carbon steel, right? Whereas this is ferrocerium. And,
ferrocerium is supposed to be manufactured just for making fire, so I don't know how you're supposed to beat that.
But like, I mean, to a certain extent, it's all sparks, right? But like, where?
What is the kind of rock that we're using for fire steel?
It's a piece of British flint. In
They have
fact,
their own. Okay.
man, the best flint is British flint.
Well, I hope it works better than Brexit.
That is something I'm not going to talk about here, because that is not related. But like, you know, the way the fire steel works. Come on, you guys must know this, right? Is the way what's happening there is it's removing tiny shavings, and of course, because of the friction, they're extremely hot, and that's why the steel is burning.
Well, I have my magnesium doohickey that you just scrape the magnesium off of, you throw a spark at it, and it's 5,000 degrees.
Yeah, we can buy those at Canadian Tire. I've never actually picked one of those up, but that's a little more related to the ferro rod, right?
Yeah.
But I like the.
I mean, I've got a Zippo with a propane insert or butane insert, so I don't have to worry about it ever running out of fuel just by sitting there. So I'm good to go.
But when I'm sitting in the bush, I'm trying to do things the old way. I'm not like I have some stormproof matches just in case.
If I'm in the bush, I'm trying to do things the easy way. I'm not going to use a fucking bow drill.
Nor will I. But.
And I agree with Steve.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the bow drill either. There's no way. I think that I respect people who can do that, but I will never be in the position, as far as I can tell, where I will need a bow drill.
I mean, I understand the theory, and if I had to, I'm pretty sure I can make one work. But if I have another way of doing it, I will. And I've got all kinds of other ways of doing it. My bug out bag has about 40 or 50 different ways of starting a fire before I would have to resort to a boat. So,
personally, I just like the 9-volt battery and the
Steel wool.
steel wool.
Yeah. No, man. When I'm in the bush, I'm trying to be bushcrafty, man. I'm using flint and steel. I'm using I'm scavenging tinder. I'm enjoying.
I have tinder in my already. I have the wood shavings pre-shaved that are sitting in a Ziploc bag that I shaved with one of my Chinese knives that I got for free for testing it from Gear Best, and I have a whole bag full of tinder in my bug out bag, and an extra. And plus, I've got that Tops. What's it called? It's some petroleum product. Basically, you just throw a spark at it, and it'll like float in water, and it'll still burn. Forget what it's called. I've got so many different ways of starting a fire that are just so easy.
Hey, Michael, can you see me now?
I can't see you now.
You know, I saw that film with Liam Neeson, who just retired. Who just retired? Where he called The Gray, where he has to like do something with a bow drill or something, and it's like, well, I like when the guy had to make a running leap off of the cliff, and at the end of the movie, remember that scene? Don't worry, just take a running leap.
Oh yeah.
It showed how he made a fire in the movie. I don't think it did.
Yeah, he was making a fire with a bow drill. I'm pretty sure.
Gas from the plane.
I don't know. They ran away from the plane because there were wolves there, but there were wolves everywhere. They were running the entire movie to get away from the wolves, and they wind up right in the middle of the den of the wolves.
Like a boss.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, he spends the entire movie trying to run away from the wolves, and he winds up right in the wolf den.
You know, for those people being in Alaska, they were sure unprepared for being in Alaska.
Well, they were just flying over it. They weren't in Alaska. You don't like take a bushcrafting. I mean, if I was flying over Alaska, I might be watching some videos on how to start a fire on YouTube while I was flying over till the plane crashed. But if I had my bushcraft knife, I could handle all of those wolves.
Yeah, but how would you get a bushcraft knife on an airplane?
Yep.
I will tell you how I got my Fox karambit on an airplane. I had to have a heart attack.
I'm walking on because TSA is a joke.
Basically, I had congestive heart failure. I was in the hospital. They called an air ambulance to fly me over to Honolulu from the Big Island, and the air ambulance just drops you right on the tarmac. So I happened to have a karambit with me when I was going to the hospital, and so naturally I had the same karambit when I was checking out of the hospital, and into the air ambulance. They just threw me on the gurney, threw me in the ambulance, threw me out, that drove me right onto the tarmac. There's no security. They put me right on the airplane, and there was a paramedic, me, and my karambit. And I was on an airplane, and nobody asked, but
ambulance are considered as private flights, so it doesn't count there.
Yeah, no. Of course, that's an extreme way just to get a karambit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't care about getting a knife on a flight that much.
I used to fly a lot on private planes, corporate planes, and we could do whatever we want on board.
Spy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wound up having to have open heart surgery, but I did get the karambit onto the plane. So
that's what.
No, I had
mission accomplished. Nobody else on YouTube has done it.
I used to had an H-1B to work in the U.S. and flying in and out from Canada to U.S. with the corporate jet, and yeah, we could do whatever we want at that point. The Canadian TSA just...
They might have questioned if I tried to bring on an axe onto the plane, but to Karambit, they did need that one.
I actually did check in an axe.
Well, checked luggage is different than carrying it into the as a passenger.
Yeah, but I just cannot see myself checking, carrying a gun into a plane anyway. So
You right.
Carrying a gun into a plane by accident, like because you forgot to take it out of your bag,
or just even not by accident and just doing it.
No, I wouldn't do it on purpose.
I'd prefer my knife. Makes me sad when I have to leave them.
Yeah, well, if you shoot a gun in an air cabin, you're going to decompress the cabin, and then everybody gets sucked out of the airplane. That's not seat belted down securely.
You're not going to get out by that hole, but many people will feel
Very
sick right after.
Well, you're assuming the hole stays one size, it doesn't get any bigger as stuff starts flying through it. But
I've worked for aircraft manufacturers in the past.
you've done tests of shooting holes through aircraft
You
with
cannot
chambers.
imagine. You just cannot imagine what kind of tests these aircraft get through.
So smuggling drugs to Colombia for the CIA. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
This is getting ridiculously off topic, guys.
Well, as far as I know, I'm the only person that's gotten a Karambit onto an airplane. So, at least in this chat. So.
But actually, shooting frozen chicken at engines is pretty funny.
Why do you have to shoot it? It's sucking in air. You just throw it at the engine and it'll suck it in.
Yeah, just use an air cannon to shoot it just a bit faster.
Oh, in a general direction, it'll suck it up. Yeah, the air ambulance was a turboprop. So anyway.
Well, I think if no one else has any more bush tools to talk about or show off, I'm just noticing that it's currently 22:23 in the PM.
Well, I could show you my EDC multi-tool that I got, the SOG Mac V tool. It's on my keychain. Let me go get it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I still
Yeah, you still use that one. Eh?
This is the lightweight.
Oh yeah, that Letterman surge is not leaving me.
Yeah.
All I carry during the week is made by a company. You ever heard of Great Eastern Cutlery?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I have a number 15. It has a blade and it has a screwdriver bottle opener.
I like
the bottle opener. Simone loves the bottle opener on multi-tools. Isn't that right, Simone?
I cannot stand bottle openers anymore. Everybody's putting a freaking bottle opener on every single tool nowadays.
Yeah, why not, Simone? Why not?
Why was it? Because we had this conversation because to me, if I'm in the bush, of course I have a bottle of wine. No,
or a bottle of beer.
Yeah.
My Spartan has a corkscrew on it. What do you have to say to that?
I don't have any problem with corkscrews. Corkscrews, you usually just have one.
Yeah.
How many bottle opener do you got on yourself on every single day? Nowadays, they even put bottle openers straight into your belt buckle now.
Yeah, I
to
think that
put it in there.
the bottle opener on an EDC thing is a little bit like putting a clock on a microwave. Like there are digital clocks and everything, but I do, I do like having a bottle opener around because not everything that I consume is a twist top.
I mostly like it for the screwdriver.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, because it's that little shape.
Yep, even just poking or whatever.
Yeah.
Something you don't want to break the tip off your knife.
Yeah, I get that.
And the screwdrivers are much more useful than having a separate can and bottle opener just like these ones.
Yep.
I almost stepped on the axe walking back here with my other stuff, but all right. So this is I will not go into the jungle without my machete, my Tops machete.
Yeah.
So there's that really quick. That's my car to handle. It's long enough. I took this into the jungle on my Into the Jungle video. I was looking at some property. But anyway, let's move on to what I went to get. This is a nice little case. This is the kind of knife I stuck onto the airplane. A machete, or not a machete, this is a karambit. Looks like that. So if the pilot wasn't taking me to the hospital, if I had some reason to hijack the plane, I suppose I could have. If they were just taking me to a hospital. You're going to hijack a plane. Here's a pretty cool multi-tool I got. It's the, right now it's on my keychain. I have a pretty cool keychain. It's got a little titanium case for pills, which I just have some low-dose aspirin in there if I need it for heart issues. It's got a couple of Smith & Wesson handcuff keys on it in case I need to sneak open some handcuffs or open some handcuffs. And the multi-tool is a SOG Mac V. It looks like it's got a beer bottle opener and several hex tools on the side, and it's the actual SOG Mac V avatar that they used to paint on the helicopter landing base. So right now it's on a carabiner. Let me take it off the carabiner. And these are pretty inexpensive and pretty useful. It's got all kinds of hex.
Yeah, I see that.
Different size hex containers, or hex screws. A beer bottle opener right in the middle. A hex tightener there. It's got a nail puller and pry bar on the end here. That's nail puller pry bar tool. Screwdrivers, Phillips and flathead screwdrivers on this side and that side. And it's also got a knife sharpener on it. I don't particularly like these knife sharpeners, but in an emergency it'll do. A carbide knife sharpener right there on the.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
And SOG Mac V. I think I got this off of Bud K. It's a company in the USA, and I think they ship to Canada. And it was pretty inexpensive. So just for everything in one, this was in. You could throw it on your keychain. It was a pretty good deal. It wasn't that expensive. So usually I don't like SOG knives. I don't buy SOG knives particularly, but this seemed like a pretty good deal for a SOG Mac V tool, multi-tool, especially with all the hex, different hex things on there. And because they had the beer bottle opener and I could throw it on a keychain. And I could take it on an airplane. Nobody would, there's nothing sharp on here. So I also have my flashlight right here on here. So, and this actually has a, one of those, what do you call it when it's a blinding light? The
twisty,
it's got a button to make it
a strobe.
Yeah, it's got a strobe light on here. And I tested it on somebody, and it actually works. They didn't know I was going to test it on them. I tested it on them. They were like, "Hey, man, what the fuck are you doing?" And it's like, it works. And so, flashlight, multi-tool, handcuff opener, pill, titanium pill container, and it's got a waterproof thing in there, and it's all on my keychain, and it's also got a Blade HQ little, whatever you call that, luggage tag to grab it by. All right, you may end this chat so I can refill another champagne cocktail.
Anyone got anything else to show?
Always. Well,
Hey, yes, Simon, you've got more stuff than. Oh yeah, that. I've got
that
one.
pocket,
too.
that pocket wrench. If you just don't know it, go get one.
Yeah,
It is almost a ratchet at that point.
yeah. I got one of those too. I'm very happy with it.
Is that the Lee
What is
Valley
it?
operation?
Yeah, yeah.
What company makes that?
Who makes it?
Bought it in Canada at Lee Valley, but you can find it. The product is Pocket Wrench 2.
Yeah,
Pocket Wrench 2. You have no idea who makes it? Okay.
they're made in the States. It's just up here. Everyone buys them from Lee Valley, and in fact, they'll sell. They have an American site too.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen them at Lee Valley, so we sort of call them Lee Valley, but it's not made by Lee Valley.
Something very cool with it is the serration on the side. So you just grab any square or hexagonal nut,
Yeah.
and just ratchet it, use it to ratchet in and out. It is tool that I use the most, and it's fully adjustable. Whatever it's metric or imperial, everything goes in with this.
That thing doesn't care. That thing is like the honey badger for metric versus
Oh
imperial.
yeah,
Honey badger don't care. Honey badger don't give
Everything.
a shit. Have you
You
guys seen
can do
that?
metric or imperial.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
personally, I don't care anymore. I used to, but
yeah.
whatever now.
If you have a tool that'll do anything, then it doesn't matter. You're bilingual by default.
Well, you live in Canada. You
Exactement.
got to speak
Exactement.
French Canadian. It's not French. It's not Canadian, but it is French Canadian. And
Hey, there's two of us on the discussion. We're very particular.
what's that?
I said there's two French Canadians on this discussion. We're very particular about that. kind of
Oh,
stuff.
so then I can say nasty things in French, and only the French people, Canadians, will know what I'm saying.
But that's not very polite to Mr. Mike Morton. We're
You don't want
Well, I
me to
can
say
say
anything
French,
nasty?
man.
Okay, I won't say anything nasty. So I want you to think I don't know how to say anything
Good language.
nasty.
all right. I think I'm gonna call this one. I'm gonna close this one down. I'm thinking for the next one, either talking about fire lay techniques or shelters. I haven't decided yet. I'll be taking suggestions, conversation through my Facebook or my Instagram or Twitter, if anyone's on Twitter, or through, I don't know, does private message still work on YouTube? Someone tried to private message me and couldn't get a link.
Let's see,
I
you
only
must
use
have
my
used the word
phone,
bush.
so I wouldn't get it, period.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right, and Michael's getting called away anyway. So, yeah, so I'll decide, or, we'll talk about what it should be next time and
Pretend to be a democracy. There you go.
figure it out there. So any of you guys who are out there and have been watching but not conversing, thanks for hanging out. This next one we'll try to keep a little more organized. But it was our first one. We were figuring out how it works.
Got it.
So,
Forget about it. I'm not gonna comply to any subject anyway.
Simon never complies. He's very non-compliant. But anyways, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. On the panel, we've had me, Jesse Corbeil, Raindance Bushcraft. We've had Steve. We've had
Hawaii Volcano Squad.
Yeah, Hawaii Volcano Squad. Simon doesn't have a channel yet. Mike Morton has a cool... Actually, how active are you, Mike?
Nah, not super. I still have that Algonquin trip I have to finish from last year.
Finish it and get it up. The thing is, I keep looking up Michael Morton on YouTube, and there are 8 of them. So I'm looking for your face, and it's like, nope, nope.
I have a
no.
thistle or something right now. I need to
Okay.
change the picture.
Okay, so that's what I look for.
I typed aloha in the external.
Okay, you typed aloha. And Michael, you've got a channel too, right?
No,
No, you don't? Okay. Yeah, but
just the.
okay. So thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you next time.